If you're still relying on pay-as-you-go sessions, you're making personal training harder than it needs to be. The truth is, most trainers are stuck reselling instead of building a predictable, scalable income. But what if you could earn more working less and create a business that actually grows month after month? In this video, I'm going to show you smarter personal training offers, from the worst one-to-one offer to the best one-to-one offer, how to do group training and even go online. So at the end of this, you'll be able to see how you can double, possibly even treble your income. These are things that I've actually done in my own personal training business. Let's dive in. Okay, so I'm going to go from the worst to the best. So number 1 through to number 6, best personal training offers. Number 1, for me, the worst offer, one that I started out with and many trainers still do today, is pay-as-you-go, face-to-face, 60 minutes worth of personal training. It's the worst offer. Why? Because sometimes clients will turn up with money, sometimes they won't turn up with money, sometimes you'll get behind with payments, you'll get confused about have they paid, haven't they paid, they think they have, you know they haven't, you're now losing income, and you simply can't build predictable monthly income. And if your goal is to create predictable part-time income every month or a full-time income, doing pay-as-you-go is a complete and utter disaster. If you're doing this just for a bit of fun and it's a bit of pin money, crack on. But if you're trying to do it as a proper business, as I was, I had holidays to pay for, car to pay for, pension to save for, and all the other things that come into a typical household, I could not have relied on pay-as-you-go. So that's number 1. That is arguably the worst model to go for. Model number 2, or personal training offer number 2, is still pay-as-you-go, still face-to-face, but offering blocks of 10 sessions. Now this is better because at least you're getting a chunk of cash up front. The downside to it that I see is you're having to continually resell those block of 10 PT sessions. And if you have a client that's seeing you twice a week, that means every 5 weeks you're having to resell that block of 10 personal training sessions. And if you have 4 or 5 clients that are due to come up for renewal, that's 4 or 5 conversations that week that you've got to have. And if your clients ain't doing particularly well, and sometimes they don't, then that's 4 or 5 potentially stressful conversations that you'll need to be having. So that's the first 2 options. Option number 3, now it's getting better. Option number 3 is still face-to-face, still 60 minutes, but now you are selling blocks of either 3, 6, or 12 months. Typically, this is for some sort of a high ticket program. In my case, it was high ticket fat loss that I was selling, so either 3, 6, or 12 months. This is way better. Why? Because once you've sold it, it's just monthly recurring income. You know what's coming in month on month. It's predictable. And that for me made my business grow to the level that it grew to, where I could take on staff and open up multiple locations. Now, if you're interested in learning how to create, market and sell your own high ticket fat loss program, there is a link below this video. You can click on it. It'll take you to a page where I go through 12 steps on how you can do exactly that: create, market and successfully sell your own high ticket fat loss program. So there's the first 3. Number 4 is still one-to-one. It's still 60 minutes and it's still 3, 6 or 12 months. But the difference now is you're offering 30-minute session. Heresy. How can you possibly do that? People won't pay for that. They will pay for that. Think about this for a second. If you're taking a train from, let's say, Leeds to London, and you had 2 options. Train number 1 is going to take you 5 hours to get from Leeds to London, and it costs £100 for that ticket. Or option number 2, Leeds to London, and in 1 hour, it's going to cost you 200 quid. Which would you go for? Assuming your money's not an object, you're going to go for option number 2 because it's quicker. Well, guess what? With 30-minute sessions for clients, believe it or not, most people do not want to be in the gym for an hour. We might like to be in the gym for an hour because we're gym rats. We like it. But your average typical client, certainly the ones that I was working with, when I dropped my sessions down to half an hour, they were almost embracing me. It was kind of like, okay, get in. We worked on a little bit of a warm-up and then we focused on predominantly weight training for that half an hour session. And I actually had clients coming in more regularly because it was less time out of their day. And it's something you need to really think about. And I think as personal trainers, we sometimes think we have to do the traditional 60-minute sessions. We really don't. I did 30-minute sessions for probably my last 6 or 7 years when I was face-to-face offline. In addition to that, you don't cut your 1 hour price in half. So at the time, I think my rate was something like, for 12 months, it worked out around about 40 quid, let's say, per session, if you were to break it down per session, which I never did. So instead of making it 40 quid per session, my rate went up to something like, I think it's around about 30 quid or something. So effectively, I'd not quite doubled my hourly rate because I could get another client in for the second half an hour. I'd almost, what's that, an increase of, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's a significant increase, maybe not quite doubling, but getting close to doubling my income whilst having potentially less clients or more clients because I could fit more clients in, but not having to work harder for my money in that 1 hour block. Hopefully that makes sense. So that's number 4, 30-minute sessions. And then we get on to number 5, which is group personal training. Now, technically, if it's a group, it's not personal training, is it? Let's be honest. It's a group of people that are working out together. But the benefits are they get some attention. Obviously, it's not 100% because you're looking at up to 4 people. In my case, I had 4 people, sometimes 5 people in a group. So I'm having to split my attention around 5 people. But the pluses are they get to come in at a far reduced price. And again, these were half-hour sessions, by the way. I was doing half an hour. So the price is reduced for them significantly. But my hourly rate went up. And this is where your hourly rate can literally double or even treble based on how much you charge your clients per individual. And again, I'll be selling these over typically a 3-month block. I didn't go much beyond 3 months for my group personal training. So that's number 5. And again, this was all based on high ticket fat loss. And again, if you're interested in that, click the link below this video, go to the page and get some free training on how to create, market and successfully sell your own high ticket fat loss program. And then the 6th model I've got here, and this is what I do now, and it's one-to-one, and these sessions are done online, and I only see clients now literally every fortnight. And the way I've structured it is, in the past where I'd be face-to-face with the client, coaching them and delivering the exercises, I've uploaded all that information onto my portal. I use a portal called Kajabi. The clients log in, they're drip fed out on a weekly basis, a coaching session as if I'm physically there coaching them. I send them the materials that they would normally bring to a session. I send them out in the post. So they log into the portal once a week and they get a coaching session delivered to them. So I can be away, I can be playing tennis, I can be on holiday, I can be out doing gardening, doesn't matter. They are not tied to a specific time in that week to have to show up for a session with me. And then the week after, we have a dedicated slot in the diary where they turn up for a live Zoom coaching call. Now that Zoom coaching call can range from anywhere from 5 minutes to 25 minutes. You think, well, how does that work? Well, here's how it works. 5 minutes, sometimes clients get on the call and go, Eric, everything's absolutely fine, bit rushed today, I'll catch you in 2 weeks' time. Knowing full well they're still going to be getting access to my coaching via the portal. And that's happened on numerous occasions. Sometimes they don't even turn up on Zoom, it's just a phone call. Other times when they've got more to say, then we'll take up the full 25 minutes and occasionally we'll go over 25 minutes as well. So those are the 6 ways that you can offer your personal training, from the worst, the pay-as-you-go, right the way up to online. And if you want to find out how literally now to create one offer that you can present to multiple different people without changing the core elements of it, check out the video on screen now.